Hey you! Thanks for clicking on this video. It means so much to me, but wait, don't click off yet because in this video, I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this look by sewing in a 2x6 closure and using absolutely no glue. Welcome to Main Focus Hair. Please be kind and click that subscribe button. Here is some of my work, and here is my website where you can go and book your appointment and purchase hair, as well as my Instagram. Let's get into it. You want to start by parting where you want your part to be, and that is the starting point for the braids. You want to make sure that first braid is right up on the hairline. That is the most important part. Then you're going to bring it around and bring it straight across the back. I like doing it this way so that I can put a track back there and there is no extra pulling on the nape, which is a sensitive part in your hair. You're going to continue the braids and you want to bring up the previous one into the current braid so that you only have one or two ends to deal with. In this case, we have two ends and we're going to take them and sew them right into that space at the bottom. This is the final braiding pattern, and I also added a net and I cut out about 2 inches where the closure would be. The net is very important because we will be able to sew anywhere. So now I'm going to place the closure onto the client's head, and you want to place it about 1/2 inch to 1 inch in front of the hairline because as we stitch, it's going to slide back. Have your client hold one side. Make sure she's holding it firm because you are going to pull and stitch on the other side. You want to start right where the braid is and leave that flap in front of the hairline. We'll get back to that later. And this is where the net comes in handy because the stitches will be close together, so there will be no buckling or bunching of the lace. As you sew, you want to make sure you're also pulling and stretching the lace, and you are going to be sewing on the net and on the braid. I sew about halfway, and now that the closure is secure, the client can let go, and I'm going to start with another needle on the opposite side. This way, the lace is being pulled in both directions, which keeps the lace centered instead of sewing one side and having it possibly shift more to one side. So when I get halfway on the other side, I go back and continue up until the back, and then I go back on the other side and continue up until the back. And I just keep going side by side until I meet up in the middle. If you see that you have a little bit more material than you have sewing space, just make sure to keep pulling and stretching the lace in the direction that will make it lay flat. So now that the closure is sewn down, we're going to go and deal with the flaps in the front. If you didn't listen to anything else I said, you want to make sure you listen to this part. This is the most important part, and this is the part that's going to ensure that your lace lays flat without glue. Sorry for my hand blocking the view, but it will be a lot clearer when I switch to the next side. So just keep watching and listening to what I'm saying. What you want to do is start at the piece of the lace that is closest to the braid. So you're going to put it in through the lace and then put it into the braid. And as you go down the lace, you want to also go down the braid. So the further you go on the lace, the further down you should go on the braid. This prevents the lace from over-directing towards the back, so the lace won't slide back. So now here you're going to see me go through the lace and then through the braid, which is still pretty close to the lace. You can go through the braid or the lace in any order. Just do what feels comfortable to you. So as I said before, the further you go down on the lace, you want to go out a little bit further on the braid. You can even go further out than I am going. Every client is different. Every hairline is different. So work with what you have. But the golden rule is to leave the flap about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. Then once you sew the closure down around the perimeter, you go back to the flaps and you start to connect the flap to the first perimeter braid. The further down you go on the lace, the further down you go on the braid. If you're still here and you're finding value, please hit that like and subscribe button. It takes nothing away from you, but it helps me out so much. I've been on YouTube for years and I'm still trying to get monetized. So help a sister out, please. This is the final product. The closure is flat and flush to her skin. I'm going to find that part that I made originally in her braiding pattern. As you can see, it is seamless, no glue. It is 100% sewn down. Her edges are protected. Her overall hair is protected. She won't be adding any extra heat. And this is how the final product should look. The only time this closure would move is when her hair starts to grow out. Now she has an HD closure in, but it doesn't quite match her complexion. So I'm just gonna go in with a little makeup powder. You could also use lace tint, and she's doing it up close and it looks much better. So this specific client is wearing two bundles, 18-inch and a 20-inch with a 18-inch closure. Out of everything, finding that middle part is the hardest for me, so I'm just asking her if it was centered. And this is the final product, a nice soft glam. She won't have to do anything to her hair. This is what they mean when they say a protective style. Let me know if you try this technique.